Do you have questions about the regional scholarships in Italy or about the Italy Study Visa 2025? Join our upcoming webinar, which is coming on live on the 10th of June 2025 at 6 p.m. GMT. We are going to answer all your questions. Find the link to register in the video description. See you. Officially, I welcome you to the season. From this June all the way to September, regional scholarships are going to start rolling out. I'm going to be with you, throughout the season. But then the first regional scholarship we have today is that of Ersu Palermo. They've recently released the call for applications, and I want you to take your seat, take a pen and paper, because today we are going to go through the call for applications, and I'm going to let you know all that you need to know as an international student. So let's get right into today's video. Hi, hello, my name is Anne, and on this channel I share all about studying and scholarships in Italy. So in today's video, the first regional scholarship to open in Italy for this 2025 intake is currently live, and I'm here with the good news. So who can apply? Bachelor's degree students, masters, students going for masters, students going for masters of the unique cycle, like that of those going to study medicine and other programs, PhD students, those going for courses of specialization, those going for programs in AFAM institutions. So let's talk about the featured institutions. So students going to the University of Palermo, can apply for this regional scholarship. Students going to LUMSA, that of their seats in Palermo, can apply for this scholarship. Students going to the Academy of BB Arts, that is located in Palermo. The Academy of BB Arts, that is located in Trapina. Those going to all of this that you can see, the academies, these are the AFAM institutions, and also that of Unicamelos, their seats in Cefalu. So you can just cross-check and find out if the institution you're going to study at is indicated in the list of featured institutions. If it's not, then you cannot apply for this scholarship. So please take note of that. Not regional scholarship, it's only if your institution is featured before you can apply for it. Now let us talk about what the scholarship covers. This regional scholarship covers stipends, daily meals, accommodation, tuition reduction or exemption, and then that of international mobility. But then the international mobility is usually during second year. So please take note of that. Now let us look at the requirements. Economic requirement for this scholarship is you should be presenting that of an ISE not more than 22,750 for this year's intake, and then that of the equivalent of your assets, properties, and everything of the family, it should not be more than 52,000 euros. So when they look at the value of the assets and everything owned by the family, it should not be over this amount, 52,000. Even if you do not meet one requirement, like you have an ISE below this, but then the assets of your family is lesser than this, you cannot be considered for the scholarship. So you must meet all of the requirements. Now let's look at the merit requirement. So the first thing you need to know is for first year students, the merit requirement is calculated ex post. That means getting to the end of your first year for you to get the remaining amount of the scholarship, and then for you to renew the scholarship, that is when the merit condition comes into play. And then for the deadline for you to meet the merit requirement is that of 10th August 2026. Those who be applying this year will be coming in this year. But then those who are already in first year, the deadline is by 10th of August. They should get the required credits. I'm going to briefly mention the credits required. Is 25 credits for those that are matriculated, matriculated in 2024-2025, and that of a bachelor's degree or that of the unique cycle. 30 credits for those who matriculated a year before and they are going for master's program. You can see here that of 80 credits for those who matriculated 2 years prior, okay, and that are going for a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, or that of the unique cycle. 135 credits for those who matriculated in 2021-2022 for bachelor's and that of the unique cycle. 190 credits for those who matriculated in 2022, who matriculated in 2020-2021 academic year and are going for unique cycle. 245 credits for those who matriculated in 2019 2020 academic year, and 300 credits for those who matriculated in 2018-2019 academic year. These are for those going for the unique cycle, so medical students. Yes, these are for example that of for medical students. So please take note of this. For those who will be coming in this year, going for master's degree, they are required to have that of 15 credits by 10th of August next year, 2026. If they do not make it by 10th of August, and then there is an extension to that of November, they are required to have that of 20 credits, okay? In addition to that of the bonuses available that students can use. But I'm going to talk more about it later. Now let us look at the benefits. So first of all, for you to know the benefit that you'll be getting, you have to look at the categories indicated here. It's either you're an out of town student or independent student, or you're a commuter student, or you're a student that live in seats like in the area where the university is located or where your campus is located. For those that will be considered out of town students, those who meet the requirement, they will be getting 7,072 euros, okay? With the condition of 15% increment if the EZ they are presenting is below 50% of the EZ limit I showed you here. If it's below 50% of the 22,750, then they're going to get 15% increment. So they'll be getting 8,132.92 euros. If that the student is a commuter student, then the student will be getting 4,132 for the normal, like normal that they'll be presenting. If they have an EZ which is lesser than 50%, then they will be getting 4,752.78. If they are students considered in seat, then they will be getting that of 2,850 with the 15% increment if they present an EZ lesser than half of the stipulated amount. So they'll be getting 3,277.80 of an increment. Now, the out of town students, just like I mentioned normally, they will be getting 7,072.10 euros if they present that of an EZ between 50% to 2/3 of the maximum amount stipulated. And then the commuter student to be getting this amount which I've already mentioned, and then the one in C to be getting this same amount which I've already mentioned. Then anyone who presents an EZ above 2/3 of the limit stipulated, the person will be getting, if the person is an out of town student, the person will be getting 3,536. If the person is a commuter, the person will be getting 2,066.43 euros. Then if the person is in seats, if the student is considered in seat student or on seats like in the area, then the person will be getting that of 1,425.13. That's a minimum. Okay, there are conditions for increment. So just like I mentioned earlier, 15% increment for those who present an EZ less or equal to half of the amount stipulated for the EZ. There's going to be 40% increment for students with disability. Okay, and there is a condition under that: the disability should be equal or superior to 66%. There's going to be an increment of 20% for female students that are matriculating or will be taking programs in STEM. There's going to be 20% increment for students that will be enrolling in dual programs. Okay. There's going to be 50% reduction for students who do not get their 15 credits by 10th of August 2026, but do get 20 credits by 30th of November 2026. Okay. So please take note of that. That reduction is because the students will not be getting the remaining part of the scholarship amount, and they will not be able to renew if they don't get the necessary credit. So that's why there's going to be that reduction. And then other reduction based on the food you take. So meals, it will be deducted automatically. If you are out of town students, if you get accommodation, it will be deducted automatically. Yes. So other deductions that they are going to do by themselves. Now let us talk about the scholarship payment structure. So for that of bachelor's degree students, will be attending bachelor's degree for first year, master's degree of the unique cycle. The first amount or the first installment is going to be paid by 10th of November. That is 20% of the total. Then 30% will be paid by December 2025. With the condition that you regularize that of your admission, any other thing that you need to do at the institution is done, and then also that of the documents you're supposed to submit to Ersu Palermo, you do all of that. Then for those in subsequent years, they'll be getting 50% of the amount by that of 31st of December 2025. Please also take note, if you are an out of town student, their conditions. If you get that of an accommodation with them, then it's different. If you don't get accommodation with them, but then you go and rent your own place, then there are other things you're supposed to do. You're supposed to present the documents to them in time for you to get the amount due to you, so that you use for the payment of your accommodation. So also take note of that. Now that of the second installment, okay, as you can see here, for those in first year, and those in first year, and they'll be taking that of a master's degree, the 2-year master's degree, 50% of the amount will be paid, considering that they get the 15 credit indicated by that of 10th of August 2026. So that's what I mentioned. The remaining 50% will be paid only if they get this credit. Okay. Then those with disability, okay, those with in first year with disability, 50% of the amount will be paid if they do get a minimum of 9 credits by 10th of August 2026. So those who will be coming for PhD, that of the requirement for the payment will follow that of the core, okay, for PhD studies, specifically for their program. So you have to refer to that. Yes. Now let us talk about the documents required in brief. So the document that they require from you as an international student, but first of all, those within Italy, you're supposed to take your ISEE to your CAF. If it has not already been calculated, you're supposed to get an ISEE that focuses on access to university benefits. Okay, access to university benefits. Once you get that document, you can apply for the scholarship. But then for international students, you're supposed to get documents from the authorities in your home country covering the composition of your family unit, the income of every adult member in your family. Okay, I didn't see the specific year indicated, whether they want the income covering the year 2024 or 2023. So I advise you that you reach out to the CAF affiliated to Ersu Palermo for confirmation. Only them can give you the specific year that you're supposed to present the documents to them. Okay, but then as you're looking for the document, you can prepare on 2024 and 2023, once you get their feedback, then you're going to go ahead and only, follow their guidelines regarding the document that covered the year that they indicated. So please, I wanted to pass this across. You're also supposed to get a document covering every asset and properties owned by every adult family member. Then you're supposed to include all expenses of your family, including house rent. Let us look at the actual documents that they want. So you get this document as a foreign student, but then the actual document that they want is that of the ISE U parificato, okay, which can only be calculated by the CAF affiliated to Ersu Palermo. So for you to do that, once you get the documents that I've mentioned from your home country, you are going to reach out to the CAF, present all of these documents together with your educational documents, and then they are going to calculate the ISE parificato and send it to that of Ersu Palermo. Okay. But then one other thing that is required from you is the document that you're going to get in your home country. You're supposed to translate them into Italian, then get it legalized where indicated. That's what they've stated in the call, where indicated. So find out from the CAF if you need to legalize the document in your home country or not, because in the call they've stated that depending on the country where you're coming from. So with this document, aside transmitting it to the CAF, you can also go to that of your personal area and then upload the document, okay? The translated one, the legalized one, if the CAF indicated that, you can also upload it. And then while you are waiting, that is while you are waiting for the CAF to calculate that of your ISE UP. Once they calculate your ISE UP, they are going to send it across to Ersu Palermo. By that of 10th of September 2025, you ensure that you get all needed documents, you rectify anything or any form of errors in your application that will be indicated. That is if you want to be included in the ranking list. So ensure you get all the needed documents, you communicate with that of the CAF and everything. Because once you upload the document, the translated one that you've gotten from your home country on in your personal area, and then you reach out to the CAF. Once the calculation is done by this deadline, the entity should receive your ISE U, okay, your ISE UP. So please, I encourage you to start everything very early, because if you don't get it by this deadline, then they are going to suspend you from the ranking list until you provide it, and then you possibly be included in the next ranking list, which will be out on the 31st of October 2025. Now, regarding that of your nuclear family, there is a condition around that, okay? So, if an example, you're living with that of your auntie, you're living with your grandmother, and all of that in the house that you live in, you're supposed to indicate them, okay? The people living in the house that you live in, you're supposed to indicate them. However, if you have your parents alive, you have that of your parents alive, you're supposed to indicate that of their income as well. Okay, you're supposed to indicate that of their income as well. So if you have any form of specific question, please reach out to the CAF office. They will be able to explain better, because I know truly some of you will have different situations in cases of divorce and all of that. Please reach out to them. They will explain better how you're supposed to go about it. Now, let us talk about courses for revocation. Please take note that the scholarship, you cannot combine it with any other scholarship. Okay, in Italy, you got Maichi, you got Invest Your Talent, you get a university scholarship. You cannot combine the Ersu Palermo scholarship with that. So you're supposed to decide which one you want to go with. Outside of that, if you don't get the needed credits by that of the timelines indicated, you are going to lose that of access to renewing the scholarship. And also, one other thing you should take note of is if you do make false declarations and then they do find out, they are going to revoke that of the benefits, okay, of the scholarship as well. So please take note of that. There are other conditions also stated. So please ensure that you look at all of that. Now let us talk about how to apply for the scholarship. So I'm going to dedicate another video where I'm going to guide you on how to apply. But then you're going to go to ersupalermo.it and register. Then from there, you're going to enter into your reserve area and then fill the application. Let us talk about the deadlines. Okay, the call was released yesterday, 4th of June, and then the application started from today, 5th of June. The deadline is that of 22nd of July 2025. Okay, then the deadline for you to regularize that of your request for participation in that of the scholarship, and then for you to upload documents, identity documents, and everything is that of 31st of October 2025. So by then, the final deadline, you should be submitting your easy Parificato to them. You should be submitting that of your permit, student permit, or that of your receipts that you've requested for the permit, your identity, and everything. Then 1st of September 2025, they are going to publish the ranking list, okay, for those who have gotten selected for the accommodation. Then between 2nd of September to that of 10th of September, that's going to be the period for you to rectify or integrate any form of declaration that you made during the the application for the scholarship. By that of 19th September 2025, that is when they're going to publish the ranking list for those who have been assigned, okay, those who have been assigned that of the housing or that of the place to stay in their residences in first year, and that of the subsequent years. By 30th of September, they are going to publish the ranking list for those eligible but are not assigned the scholarship for that of the first year and the subsequent years. Then by that of 10th of November 2025, they're going to publish the ranking list with those that have been assigned with the scholarship for first year. So they release different ranking lists. The first one, those who are eligible. Then they're going to keep scrolling the ranking list, and then they're going to release the one for those who have been assigned the scholarship. And then by that of 15th December 2025, they are going to publish that of the ranking list for those who have been assigned the scholarship. Okay. Then by that of 30th of April 2026, they're going to release that of the ranking list, the final ranking list for the scholarship, those who have been awarded the scholarship. So the final. Then by that of 31st of December 2026, the final ranking list for students in their first year is going to be released. Okay, so please, these are the deadlines that you should take, you should have in mind. Then these are their contacts. If you have any questions, please write to them, bosse@ersupalermo.it. Please email them. You can email them from Monday to Friday from 9 to 1 p.m. Italian time. Email them, ask all your specific questions. They are the entity that can help you. So please send all your questions to them. Okay.